If you switch your brain off, there's a lot to like about The Gorge, Apple TV Plus's new science fiction, anti-capitalist government conspiracy monster shoot-'em-up romance movie. But in the course of 2 hours, I couldn't help but question the behaviour of the two main characters. If you ask me, they're the most stupid, irresponsible protagonists since Dumb and Dumber, minus the charm. The Gorge tells the story of two of the world's top snipers, the former US Marine Levi Kane, played by Miles Teller, and the cookie Lithuanian chick Drasa, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who we meet early on hanging around a graveyard with her cancer-ravaged father as he tells her about his plans to do away with himself on Valentine's Day. It's subtle like that. The two of them are destined to meet on either side of a picturesque gorge somewhere in northern Europe that we're led to believe is a little like the Hellmouth in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What the hell is that?
The Gorge is the door to hell.
They've each been assigned to a lookout post for a year, directly opposite one another, and their job is to blast the hideous mutated monsters who periodically try to climb up into our world and never think to do so when Levi and Drasa are asleep. This all dates back to government agreements between the Eastern and Western powers during the Second World War, when something murky happened. And although it does take place in 2025, I wasn't sure for a lot of the film whether it was set in the Cold War in the 1980s, because Drasa keeps dancing about to punky music on vinyl records. That's when she's not wandering around outside in skimpy black outfits with bare legs in December when it's snowing. The film echoes the Freudian theory that basically we're all driven by sex, because before too long, Levi and Drasa are making goo-goo eyes across the gorge and holding up messages to each other. Bit like my script, but flirty. This culminates in Levi crossing the gorge by wire to comfort, have dinner with, and get his end away with Drasa on Valentine's Day, while she's emotionally vulnerable about her dad's promised suicide. A more tender-hearted viewer might think, okay guys, this is understandable. You've been on your own for 6 months, under intolerable stress, and you crave some company and some physical contact. I, however, am not that tender-hearted viewer. I'm sitting there thinking, you had one job. How reckless are you? Keep it in your pants. The safety of the world is at stake. I started to wonder if this was some kind of subliminal moralistic warning about unwanted pregnancy or venereal disease, because love's young dream turns into a nightmare almost immediately. The two of them wind up in the gorge, facing the monsters up close and learning about the evils of capitalism, actually.
Made by a company that runs sweatshops in China.
Considering that their usual day job is professional assassin, they're not the most morally upstanding couple in the world, it has to be said. You might think I'm being overly harsh on this film. As a silly monster movie with jump scares, it's competently made and carried along nicely by likeable actors. But the plot holes are just too glaring, I'm sorry. Also, a big river would carry the monsters into the nearest town or city. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if my brand of cynicism and nitpicking is to your taste, please like and subscribe.